Greetings, Benjamin J. from BENZTRAINZ with another in the series. Well, what you're looking at is a Marx single reduction motor in really terrible condition. Now, when this got here, this thing was as dead as a hammer. It wouldn't even buzz. So I've done the bypass to eliminate the E unit 90% of the time. In fact, 99% of the time. If a Marx motor won't run, it's because it's not getting any power from the E unit. So the E unit isn't cycling, or the contacts in the E unit themselves are so corroded it's no longer conducting electricity, and the motor just sits there. So a simple bypass, you run power to this side of the coil, run this side of the coil to the brushes, and you've bypassed the E unit, get direct power going directly to the motor. But in any case, we're going to pull the brushes out of this. So I want to do a quick video on how to remove and replace the brushes without having to dismantle anything. This is really simple to do. So we're going to use a sewing needle, small sewing needle. So you go to this brush, put the needle under it, pull it up, and put the spring over on the side, just like that. There's a little notch. This is just a rolled coil, and it's wide open on this edge. So all you have to do is reach in with a needle and pull the brush out. So take that brush out, go over to this side, raise the spring with the needle, push the spring out of the way, reach in and pull the brush out. There we go. So now we've got two brushes. Now we've got to clean these wells. And the easiest, simplest, and fastest way to do that is with a Q-tip. And I'm going to dump this down into 91% alcohol. So now take the Q-tip, stick it down, and while you're sticking it down in there and turning it, push down slightly and turn the wheels. Now you're also cleaning the armature. And you have to do it on this top hole. The bottom one won't clear the push rods. Alright, so we've cleaned the armature. You can see how shiny it is down in there. We've cleaned the well for the brush. And we're going to do the same thing on this side. Like I said, you can't turn the wheels, but you can sure clean that well. Okay, so now we've cleaned the armature and the brush wells. So take the brushes in the palm of your hand and put a little bit of 91% alcohol on them, just like that. And then just roll them. You can see the oxide coming off. And that's it. You've just cleaned the brushes. Now those brushes are in fair shape. They could be a bit longer, but they'll run all right, I think. So it's going to be interesting to see how this motor is going to run. So like I said, this thing was absolutely dead, and you can see it's just covered in rust. So it's been stored very likely in a damp basement, which is certain death to a Marx motor. Okay, so we've cleaned our brushes. One end has a slot like a screw, the other end is flat. Flat end goes up, and the slot, of course, is a groove for that spring to go into. Okay, put in the bottom brush. Alright, brushes are back in. We take our sewing needle. We lift up on the spring, pull it back over the top, and it snaps down onto the brush. And then rotate the brush so that slot is lined up with the spring. There we go. And that keeps the spring in the slot and keeps a good contact. Alright, same thing on this side. Raise the spring, pop it back into the top, and line up the slot. There we go. Okay, so This motor was absolutely dead. Couldn't get it to run at all. And like I always point out, regardless of the condition of the motor, if the field coil is good, this bypass will make it run. So I've got a little transformer here. Quick way to do this. One on there, one on here. The ultimate test. And it runs. And as you see, it runs fairly well. Now, like I said, this was absolutely dead. This probably has not run in years, decades, very likely. And when it got here, it wouldn't even buzz. So the E-unit itself was just absolutely trashed. So just take it out of the circuit. Like I said, run power to this side of the coil, run this side of the coil to the brushes, the motor will run. No matter what else is wrong with it, as long as it's mechanically intact and this field coil is good, this motor will run. So I just wanted to do a quick video on how to replace these brushes. Really fast, it's simple to do. You can buy brushes on eBay. You get 8 of them for $10.60 with free shipping. Drop some new brushes into an old motor, lubricate it, clean it up, bypass the E-unit so it runs forward only, gives you direct power to the motor without going through any contacts on the E-unit. It makes a tremendous difference in how these motors run. And if you have a motor that won't run at all, do this simple bypass. It will fix every Marx motor there is. So just a quick video to show how to pull these brushes without having to take the brush plate off or disassemble anything. It's really quick. And of course, the bypass will get any Marx motor running. So as always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email. BENZTRAINZ@gmail.com. And as always, thank you for watching.